What is deodorizing unit? In pilot plant of Unicorn-Masat, the deodorizer that have been used in refining process of CPO is physical refining process which belongs to steam deodorization. High pressure steam is introduced in this deodorizer as a kind of stripping agent to remove various volatile components. The deodorization of palm oil usually processed at high temperature, which is around 220 C to 260 C, and low pressure 5 mmHg to 20 mg. And this is a deodorizing unit's purpose of deodorization process. The purpose of deodorizer refining is to process CPO into edible oil. Impurities and other compounds are removed during the deodorization process. Palm oil that have been through deodorization process will increases the oil's flavor and oxidative stability by nearly complete removal of free fatty acids FFA and other volatile odor and flavor materials. The deodorization unit consists of steam pipe, pressure transmitter, vacuum gauge, polishing filter, final discharge root inlet, vacuum pump, steam ball valve, control panels, temperature transmitter, deodorizer, cooling valve, pump, sample discharge.
This is the process of the deodorizing unit, which is starting from the cooling tower, where cooling tower is a heat removal device that uses water to transfer processed waste heat into the atmosphere. All cooling towers operate on the principle of removing heat from water by evaporating a small portion of water that is recirculated through the unit. The mixings of warm water and cooler air release latent heat of vaporizations, causing the water to cool. So, the cool water from the cooling tower will pass through to each pipe and transfer into the condenser and deodorizer. The purpose of the cool water is to cool down the RBDPO, and at the same time the steam that had been controlled as the pressure for the deodorizer will pass through into the condenser and back to the cooling tower.
This is the control unit of deodorization. Switch it on, and if the alarm goes on, means there are problems with the unit such as not enough pressure. The range pressure is from 5 to 20, temperature is 220 to 200 degrees Celsius, and time 30 to 60. This is the temperature controller and the time controller. This is the temperature indicator, the speed indicator. We adjust this to control the pressure, this pressure indicator, and also the speed.
When the oil has reached the designated temperature in range of 220 to 260 degrees Celsius, depending on the processed oil, it is fed to the deodorizer. The oil was exposed to a combination of vacuum and steam that remove volatiles, including compound of thermal degradation generated during retention at high temperature. The treated oil is then cooled. During the production of RBDPO, experimenter usually will take sample to be tested in order to acquire the desired result. In order to take the sample discharge ball valve that were placed under the deodorizer will be opened, and the sample of oil will flow out from the deodorizer through the pipe. This is the deodorizer in deodorizing unit. In this deodorizing unit, deodorizer were made up from 4 main types of material, which are aluminium for outer layer, fiber, heater metal, and lastly stainless steel as inner layer. These materials was used in deodorizer because of its own advantage, which may help in producing refined bleach deodorized palm oil, which is RBDPO processing. Aluminium was used in this unit because of its special characteristics such as lightweight, corrosion resistant, and ductility. Besides, fiber and heater metal are used as conductor to heat the tank. Last but not least, to build this deodorizing unit, stainless steel is most commonly material that were used include deodorizer, pipe, polishing filter, and others part. This is because stainless steel are good in corrosion resistant, high resistant in fire and heat, and has aesthetic appearance.
In deodorizer tank, cooling water, steam, and oil, which is refined bleach palm oil (RBPO), are the inlet that will enter the deodorizer. This is the inlet flow for cooling water and steam that will enter into deodorizer tank. The valve will be controlled in order to control the cooling water inlet flow rate. Cooling water will flow to the internal cooling coil of the deodorizer to cool down the oil until reach temperature below than 90 degrees Celsius. After that, it will leave the tank by opening the drain valve at the pipe and discharge. Now, this is the inlet flow for refined bleach palm oil, which is RBPO. Vacuum pump was used to feed the RBPO into the deodorizer tank. Then the RBPO will undergo into deodorization process, which the oil will be heated up at temperature ranging from 220 degrees Celsius to 260 degrees Celsius under vacuum condition by direct steam injection. The free fatty acids are removed from the oil during this process. Then the oil will be cooled and discharge the oil to storage tank through polishing filter. The final product is refined bleach deodorized palm oil, which is RBDPO, will be cleared and ready to undergo dry fractionation process to spray it into two types of oil, which are oiling and stirring.
Conclusion. In a nutshell, deodorizing unit is one of the important equipment that needs in order to complete the refining process of crude palm oil CPO. The most important part in this equipment is deodorizer tank. This is because in this deodorizer tank, the deodorization process occurred. It is included in process of heating and cooling down the oil before going out through the polishing filter as a product which is refined, bleached, deodorized palm oil RBPO. This product that produced from the deodorizing unit has bland taste and odor, light color, high oxidative stability, and low residual FFA content. Thank you.